All right. What's going on, party people? This your man Grill. Oh, I gotta change the time in the car. Got that daylight saving time thing going on. Sunlight extra bright this morning. So it's what? The heck time is it? 8 something with the daylight saving time. 8:09. Got to run out here. Got to knock out 3 quick house inspections within at least the next hour and a half. Try to get that done, and then head on back home and take care of some other stuff. I actually got 5 house inspections to do. I'm gonna try to get all 5 done today. The other 2 I can knock out tomorrow, and but I'm gonna try to get them all done today. Yeah, this weekend, we had the daylight saving time. So what today is? November 3rd now. So this weekend I actually just allow myself to rest, and I'm feeling pretty good. I was just, tired, and my body and my mind was telling me, okay, it's time to shut it down. So that's what I did. However, I did go out and do one assignment yesterday. I got a phone call from a gentleman. I don't even know what state he was in, but he found me on a website and asked me to go do some house inspection pictures for him, and take about over 100 pictures. It was massive, the amount of pictures that I had to take. And so he's a real estate investor buying a house here in the area, and he needed somebody to go out and take pictures. So I don't know if he called me first, second, or last, or whatever, but he got with me, and I told him I'd take care of it for him. So they needed it done yesterday at 4 o'clock, and I went out there and got it done. He paid me good. He was like, "I'll just pay you a notary fee." I told him what that was. And he said, no problem. And he said, I may be able to, depending, I guess, how the deal goes, he said, I can may call you out, to do the closing too. And I said, no problem. I said, you just let me know what you need done. So I went out there and got those pictures done. And you remember what I said on Fritter Friday, that I have when I want to chill, I set my price to a certain point that if I'm not getting paid that, then I'm a chill. Now, what does that mean? That means when I'm not chilling, I'm just taking the work and I'm going out here and knocking it out. But when I want to chill and I want to make myself chill, then you know what? I'm going to say, oh, okay, you want me to do this? Then I really need to be paid that. That way, and I know some companies can't pay me that fee, but that's my justification to just like, okay, Griff, don't work yourself crazy. Just go ahead on and chill. Now, there are some companies that if they want you, they will pay it. And I've had times where I've gotten orders at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night for $95 or $100 or whatever. And I'll be like, okay, 200 or 150, and they'll be like, okay. And they'll send it back because they really need to get it done and all of that. And I'm like, all right. And I get up, let the wife know, yo, babe, I'm out. I got to go knock this out. She said, okay. And I go and take care of it and I come back. But I don't do that every single time with that company. Then during the normal times, I'm like, okay, yeah, knock it out for you 95 or 100. The problem that happens with some people, y'all are trying to up the price every single time. It's like y'all won't do anything for the price that somebody offers. And there are people out here who have told y'all that they actually, ask for more money every single time. They don't always get it, and I wish they would be honest about that, because I can't see that the companies that I'm doing business with, and especially if they're doing on signing order, and signing order is primarily notaries who used to have who used to do notary business, but now they got a signing company. I can't see a lot of them just every single time they offer you a thing and you say, I want to do it for more, okay, sure. I can't see that. I'm sorry. They just, because that's not their business model, and they can't afford it, because if they're getting 150 and they can pay you 75 and you say, I want 125, they ain't making no money. And they can't do that. They can't survive. And the reason why is because then what do you do? You get on internet and brag about that. And then you get in these private Facebook groups and tell everybody, oh yeah, when this company call, you just tell them you want that. They know you're doing that. So you're doing that mess. So that's why a lot of the companies, they just stand fast and be like, nah, we ain't paying you. We move on to the next notary. So that's why some of y'all don't get it. And if you do get it, it's because they're in a desperate mode and they're willing to take a loss on that one. It's a calculated risk. The problem comes also is that they pay y'all this extra money and a lot of y'all won't follow through on the deal. I'm in a text group with some notaries, some great notaries actually from the different states around here. And apparently and I saw a text thread and it said that I guess the lady hired another notary to go do an order and they did the order and was supposed to drop the documents. And apparently they lied and said they did drop them on time, but when they submitted the receipt to them, the receipt showed the next day. So that's a problem. And notaries do that a lot. They do that a lot. They actually will sit here and just not drop the documents for whatever reason. And then do it the next day. And then tell you, oh, it was done yesterday, but it was really done today. And see, that's where if I, as a signing company, some of the companies have finally figured out to do it. If I was a signing company, every single order that's out there, I would have an alert. I would have me a separate email set up, and I would have an alert for each and every single FedEx and UPS order that I got from my clients. So you ain't got to send me a receipt. I will know when you drop that sucker off because I got an alert coming. Ding. Okay, yep, it's done. And if you're dropping it off at the actual FedEx place, I'm going to get an alert letting me know that they got the package. Yeah, that's how it works. Now you can drop it off at the drop box, and they scan it at the drop box, but it don't get actually registered until it gets at the station. And I found that out. You can go inside the FedEx place and you drop it off into their little box thing they have over there. It don't get registered in their system until later that night when they scan it at the counter. So that's why I always ask them, scan it at the counter. Dropping it off at Eckers and Walgreens and Walmart, it don't get registered in their system as actually received until it gets to the sorting facility and they scan it there. That's when it gets registered. Every now and then it might pick up depending on who's picking it up, because sometimes they have independent contractors for FedEx doing it. And I think with the independent contractors, it doesn't always get registered with their scanner at the box when they do it. But when it's a FedEx truck, an actual FedEx employee, then it will get put into their system and say, hey, we got it. Because the other day, I was trying to get to the FedEx box. There's one FedEx box that I can drop them off to because I know they come there and get it. And one time I did it, and the guy and whoever picked it up, it didn't register until like 6:45. I said, okay, that must have been one of those contractors. But the other people, when they do it, the actual FedEx people, direct employees of FedEx, next day and all of that, it gets registered and boom. I'm like, all right, cool. And it shows up like at 6:15 and all of that kind of stuff. So those are different things, but it's just, it's just crazy out here. So notaries are asking for more and more money, but you're not performing to a high level that supports you getting that extra money. You got to be able to do the job. And that's where the problem comes in at. So, y'all keep playing these games if you want, but y'all gonna be left off to the side. And I tend to just work with what somebody's willing to offer me. Heck, you don't even worry about that in your W-2. If somebody told you, hey, we'll pay you, $17 an hour, you making $16.25, it's a 75% increase, 75-cent increase. Do you go and tell them I'll do it for 20? Do you take the job and then, well, I would come to work, but I'm not until you decide to pay me 20? No, once you win it, you win it. Once you accept what they are willing to pay, you go in there and you perform at that level. Well, they asking me to do all of this and I just think it's worth more. Okay, then find a way to have a proper negotiation, a proper conversation with them. But if they don't have the more to give you, then now you got a decision to make. You either stick with it or you leave. And the problem is, so many of you have overspent to be in this business, as I've said many, many times. Y'all are afraid to leave this business because you put too much money into it unjustifiably. And because you've done that, you are straight up scared to leave. So now what are you trying to do? Instead of trying to get your money back from the people who screwed you over and making you think you needed to spend all that money, you're trying to make the people who have the jobs for you pay you extra to make up for what you are afraid to go back and get from that little bum trainer, mentor, coach. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's like, you pay how much? Oh, okay, well, why don't you get... Nah, I can't ask them for no money. Okay, so how you gonna make it back? Well, I'm gonna charge everybody else extra. And people have figured that game out. People have figured out that's what y'all are doing. So the signing companies are like, they like, nope, that's what y'all doing? Bet. All right, cool. And they listen to my channel, and that's why I've been saying it. Because some of the companies, and I've talked to some of them, they didn't realize that was going on. And yeah, I be straight up dry, wet snitching and everything. That, hey, these notaries out here are charging you extra because of this, that, and the other. Oh, that's why? Yeah, that's why they charging y'all extra. That's why they keep asking for extra money. Look at who they took training from. Look at how much that trainer charges them. And when you see how much that trainer charges them, now you see why they always asking you for extra money. And I was doing that like 2 years. I haven't said any snitching in a while, about 2 years. But back then they were like, oh, that's why? I was like, yeah. And because I got in a conversation with somebody, and basically I took the order, and it was like, thank you. And I was like, and they had made the comment. They said something like, I think the fee was like $95 or something, like it was under $100. And they said, you okay with that? I said, yeah, I'm good with that fee. I said, why, other notaries aren't? And she's like, you wouldn't believe how many notaries are just like either telling us they need to pay us, we need to pay them more, or they sit there and take the order and then turn around and ask us for more money before they ship the documents. And I just went ahead and told the person, I said, well, that's what they're being taught to do. And she was like, what? I said, I know y'all so busy at the signing service level and with the title people and all that y'all don't realize that there are people out here that are telling notaries to do that. She said, really? I said, just look at the notary. I said, just go in whatever database you got that you get notaries from. Look at their profile and look at who they say they took training from. And make a correlation between the notaries that always asking you for money and who they say they got their training from. And then go look at the person who trained them and watch and look at what they've been teaching them. And you'll see the direct correlation. You will see the direct correlation why people are asking you for certain monies and why they're doing certain things. And then I said, do you have a problem with notaries turning around, going behind y'all back and asking title companies for work directly? She said, yeah, we do. They teach that. They teach notaries to do that. I said, they tell them to look at the third page of the, or the signature page, because sometimes it's not the third page. The third page is where you see, verify that the money, the cash to close to or from, that's on the third page of the CD. But on the signature page of the CD, it has the contact information. Yeah, and I said, and they go and they look at that and they record that, and they go back and call those people, and they send them little special notes and postcards directly. I said, the average person don't know that coming into this business. I didn't think about doing that. I saw the contact information. It never crossed my mind to do that until I heard somebody who took training from so-and-so. And they said, well, that's what they told me to do. So I've been doing that. And I'm not really getting it. And all of a sudden, work started drying up. And there's some trainers out there who speak hard against that. They're like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that mess. But there are people who do it. they go out there and they do that mess, and the companies report back that, hey, yeah, this notary reached out to us and was asking us for direct work. We just did a order through them. Yeah, I be snitching. I ain't snitched in a while, but yeah, because it's wrong. Because there's a path, there's a way that things are set up, and as a business owner, the one thing that you got to learn to do is operate within the confines of the system that is out there. And I'm not saying that the system is always fair. It's not going to be 100% fair or even 50% fair to the notary, but it does generate money if you operate and work it the right way, or work within the confines of it. It's no different than your job. The systems that are in place at a job don't completely support and fully benefit the ground workers, the people at the front desk, the people who are the custodian. It's not really for them, but those people have learned how to work within that system and take advantage of it and operate financially and live their life within the financial constraints that they have at that time. And then some of them move up, some of them move out, some of them stay there, and they are smart with their financial resources that they have been blessed with. The problem is that a lot of y'all in this notary business, y'all want to sit up here and get fancy, and y'all want to sit up here and pop lock and brag and dance and all of that about how all this money you making. So it's not really about you being a business owner. It's about you having bragging rights and showing off on people on social media. So then you can be some little fake mentor, trainer, or coach to them and don't really have to work, and then tell them a bunch of BS, and then the cycle just keeps repeating itself, and folk keep getting caught up in it. That's what's really going on. And y'all see this, but y'all keep sliding right on into it because you think it won't happen to you. Oh, well, that's a sister girl. She ain't gonna screw me over. Oh no, that's one of the good old boys there. He ain't gonna do nothing to me. Nah, they gonna screw you over just like they screwing everybody else over. They might not screw you over as quickly, but they gonna screw you over. And y'all need to realize that that's why you got to be able to stand on your own. And that's what I've learned to do long before I got into this business. And unfortunately, many of you are getting into this business and realizing that there are people out here who will and are going to take advantage of you, and you have not learned how to stand on your own. You don't want to stand on your own. You want somebody to stand alongside you and walk you through this step by step, but it comes at a price. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're willing to pay the financial price, and as long as you're willing to put in the work and execute what they tell you. Hopefully they're telling you good things. Hopefully they're telling you the right things. The problem comes when it is inherent in you, it is a part of your DNA that you do not want to go out here and execute anything. You just want it to just fall in your laps without you doing any work. And you just want to be a boss, you just want to be a hustler, and you just want to have bragging rights about how much money you made and how great this, that, and the other you are or it is. That becomes the problem. That truly, truly becomes the problem. And those people are just taking advantage of you. And they're going to keep taking advantage of you. And others who come in. You got to be able to stand on your own. And many of you are straight up afraid to stand on your own, and you use the excuse, well, I don't want to make any mistakes. But yet you married somebody that people told you not to marry. You had kids at a time that you probably wasn't financially in a position to do. You took jobs, you went to college, you did trips, you did all this other stuff in your life. And you was like, I ain't listening to nobody. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you become a notary, and all of a sudden you're afraid to stamp a daggone piece of paper. All of a sudden you worried about the legalities of you doing the notary work wrong. Like none of the other stuff that you was doing could have got you into some problems. Only the notary work can get you in some issues. You had no problem just taking off of work and not letting anybody know. As we saw on that TikTok video, they told the girl on her birthday she had a no call, no show. Didn't call, didn't show up. Well, it was my birthday. And my birthday. Y'all too grown for me. But nobody got any problems with that. People are willing to do that and don't care about getting in trouble for that. And then it comes time to do notary work. Oh, well, I got to be a professional. I don't want to do that wrong. You're doing every daggone else in your life wrong. And you know that you're doing everything else in your life wrong. And you know it's inherent that you're going to do this wrong. So my thing is, if it's inherent in you that you're going to do stuff jacked up, why are you even doing it? Why even come down this road? You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. But I believe you can do this business if you get out of your own head and you keep other people out of your head. That's what you got to do. There's people that's in your head, and you got to get out your own head and stop making this business more than what it's supposed to be, and understand what it is and operate within the confines of what it is. That's how I'm able to work with all these different signing companies that pay on various different levels, from the $20 all the way up to the $300. And yes, there are companies who pay that. And I work within the confines. Okay, what do you want me to do? All right, cool. Do I always like that I'm getting paid $50 or $85? No. But I'd rather get paid that than zero. But again, that depends on your perspective and how you view yourself and you view your life. If you view yourself and your life as that you should always get the maximum dollar amount, and your maximum dollar amount is 2, 3, 4, 500, there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to find a place that'll be able to do that for you without you trying to force somebody to do it. And I will say this to the ladies, because a lot of the young ladies out there, y'all talk about how y'all need to get paid this, that, and the other dollar amount. I'm not saying the guys don't, but I hear a lot from the ladies. Y'all don't like it when men try to force you into something that you don't want. Whether a relationship, whether after the date, overnight stay. You don't want cheering. I say cheering, not children. You don't want, you like, I ain't have no more cheering. I ain't taking care of your baby mama children. Y'all don't like it when men try to force y'all into things that you don't really want to do, and that you have no desire to do, and you don't have the capacity to do. You're like, look, this is the relationship. This is where I'm at. Nah, I'm not going to be tied down with you. I'm not ready for a long-term relationship. You don't like it when men try to do that to you. So why would you go into business and your whole mode of operandi is that you're going to make everybody who you're in business with, who has the ability to pay you more than what they're able to pay you? You're going to force them to give you what you want, but you don't want anybody to force you to give them what they want. And that goes also for the young men out there. Because you young men, y'all like to do that same crap too. Y'all like to try to be a little bit slicker in it, but y'all like to try to do the same thing. And it's not right. And it's like, well, I'm just trying to hold you. I'm just trying to get all I can get. Nah, give what you can within the confines of the system that is out there. If you don't like the system that is out there, if you don't like the way this young lady wants to date, if you don't like the way this man wants to date, then guess what you do? You move away from them. You don't like the way the notary business operates, then you move away from it. Stop staying in the notary business and causing problems, because that's what you're really doing. You're causing serious problems, because you get in here and you act like a daggone tornado and hurricane tearing up stuff. And then when you realize that nobody's going to bend to your will, then you leave. And then those of us who don't have a problem working within the system, we get the crap dumped on us and the changes put on us, and it makes it harder for us because you don't want to follow the daggone system. And again, it's not that the system is fair. And at this grown stage of our life, we all know that not every system that is out there is going to be fair. We know the system is not going to be fair for the people at the end part of the process. We are at the end part of the process for doing this notary work. That's where we're at. We're the last people. And we understand that. But y'all want to act like you are the first person. You want to act like you're the people that is creating the deal and making it all happen. And you want to be paid like you went out there and got the home buyer or the home seller. You want to act like you're the lender who got all the money. You're not. You're not. And you need to learn how to operate within the confines of the way this here system is set up. If you want to get paid like a loan officer, then you need to become a loan officer. And that's what some of the notaries have done. They've quit the business of being a notary and went to being a loan officer because they're like, well, that's where all the money at. Because to be honest, I think every person who did it, and this is just my personal opinion, you never really wanted to be a notary. You just didn't understand the business, and you thought that by listening to so-and-so, that when she said, oh, you can make all this money, it was going to be like that. And when you realized it wasn't, you figured out that where the money really is at is being a loan officer. Or for some of them, I'm going to be a real estate agent. That's what you figured out. And it's like, okay, well, that's where I'm going to get the money at. I'm going to get the money up at that level. I'm going to get it first. That's what you figured out. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But those of us who decide that we're going to stay in the notary realm, you cannot sit up here and try to force people who don't have the ability to pay you more, or that's not in their business model. Even if they got the money, it's like, this is what I value. It's like trying to make somebody who wants to buy a house for $250,000. Well, you look like you got money because y'all rolled up in here in a Mercedes, so I'm gonna charge you, $375 for the house. The house is worth $250. Yeah, but y'all look like y'all can pay more. And that's what you're really doing. And that's why I don't like a lot of those trainer mentors and coaches, because they're basically telling y'all, well, the title company, when you look at what's on the CD, they actually can pay you more. They just don't want to. And it's like, man, that's some messed up stuff to treat somebody, to tell somebody that, you think about it. Earl, the trainer, is literally telling Raphael, the notary, that Brick and Stone Title Company has the money to pay them more, but just doesn't want to. Yet, Earl, the trainer, don't know jack about brick and mortar title companies' financial situation. But they're basing it off of what they know about from these other companies they work with, but you don't know that company, and you're going to tell this person who you don't know, you're just telling them over a video, that company over there can pay you more. Look at the CD. And you should ask for more. What kind of business model is that for anybody to be doing? That doesn't make sense. That you literally going to go out here and tell somebody that you personally don't know, that a company you personally don't know has some money to pay them more. And now that person runs off the mouth. Yeah, y'all need to pay me more because I look at the CD and the CD says y'all getting $750 for the title and notary fee, and I want more, and I want half of that. That's what's going on. That's why I'm outdoing everybody, because I don't fall into that. Because I recognize business and I understand what they're doing. That's why the people call me. That's why they okay, Griff, we want Griff. Because I understand how to work within the confines of what they have to offer. And then do it right. And if I make a mistake, fix it correctly. Fix it and fix it quickly. That's what I'm trying to say. Fix it quickly and correctly. Because sometimes people don't fix it correctly. But fix it quickly, fix it correctly, and move on. And continue to be there for them when they need me to be there for them. That's why I can outdo people in this business. That's what it's all about. Business is competition. And if you're not willing to compete, you're going to find every excuse not to accept the fee that you could be getting paid, because you're going to always wind up complaining about it. It's never good enough for you. It's never, never, never good enough. Why isn't it good enough for you? What makes it that you should be getting paid so much more for what they're asking you to do? Why? And if you can't articulate that and show value above and beyond what you're supposed to do, then why would I pay you more? But if all I have is to pay you $85 and I'm paying you 65% of what I'm getting paid, then what's the problem with that? You're getting more than what I'm getting. And that's what it is with most title companies and signing companies. We get actually more percentage-wise than what they get. And you still got a problem with that. That's why I keep saying y'all need to just get out this business and stop messing stuff up for everybody else. But see, that's why I work so hard to do things right, so that the BS that y'all are doing out here and the mind and the attitude that y'all are creating with these companies, they realize, they come to me and they're like, well, we ain't got to have that attitude with Griff, because we know Griff is good. We know Griff will come out here and do the job. They know I'm gonna come out here and do the job. So that, you know what they do? They don't deal with me the same way that they deal with the rest of y'all, because they know I'm a solid person. And that takes work. And I became solid because I stopped following the advice of a lot of these people out here, because I realized real quick that's some BS advice. That advice ain't good. It doesn't even make good business sense what you're telling somebody to do. So I ain't gonna do it. But that's what I just wanted to share with y'all this Sunday morning. And I'm going out here and knock out this here and then head on back and do what I got to do. Appreciate y'all. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Get your act together. Talk to y'all later. Peace.